Uh, I'm live. So, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Happy New Year. Hoping you all had a great 2022. We are in a new year. That is 2023. And I think we've seen a lot of change in the crypto space and also in the stock market. But all in all, I'm hoping you're all good. You're all fine. I've been fine. I know it's been long since I uploaded the last video. There's something I'm working on, and then I think maybe I might upload it in the next maybe few weeks, a month or two, maybe. But I decided to start the live sessions today to simply talk about the crypto market, and I think this is the year to look at crypto technically. um, we had to maybe trade bit by bit, and then whatever happened is that Bitcoin decided to move sideways. I think for 2 months to 3 months there wasn't any movement. Trading was almost zero. You weren't getting anything even with the 10x level. And I think few individuals will make cash, will make some good amount of money in this crypto space. I think few, because if everyone could be making money, then all of us could be wealthy or rich. But the problem that we have as individuals is that we never even dare or try to do deep research of whatever we've invested on or keeping up to date with whatever is happening. And that's why majority was saying we're going to reach at 100K. It didn't happen. And now majority are saying that the bottom is between 10 to 12K. And I think I expected this pump to happen. I did expect this pump to happen from 15 or 16K, because majority of people were shorting the market. Majority, everyone was telling me, it's a 16K. I think the next point is going to break down at 12K. Now, what happened to all those individuals that were shorting? All those individuals who were shorting have now been liquidated, or their amount is almost now to zero or none. So I think it was a nice step or a nice gesture on what happened, on what has happened in the market within 2 weeks for the time being. Now, this is a chart of the Fib circle, and whenever we touch rings on this Fib circle, and my Fib circle, I've drawn it from the support of the COVID, in which where Bitcoin was at 4,018, and I've been able to draw it up to the. I don't want to dwell so much technically on the market, technically, not fundamentally, technically, but today I think I'll talk technical about the market and my thoughts. So as I've said before, I think majority uh, won't find the bottom in the market. Everyone is waiting for between $10,000 to $12,000, and definitely we have orders between 10K to 12K. Majority of people have orders between 10K to 12K. So the bottom might either be below 10K or 12K, or the bottom might be up from 10K to 12K. So maybe between 15K might be the bottom, maybe it was the bottom, or maybe 7K, 8K, 9K, or 6K, whatever. So I'm not worried with I'm not worried of what Bitcoin might do, but I'm happy with the Bitcoin dominance, that now with the Bitcoin dominance is trading at 43%. 43% at 0.5, and then you have another one at 0.382. So at 0.86 is the first Fib circle to be broken, and at 0.786, without drawing any line, I won't want to draw much of the line. At 0.786, we are talking of 12,688 as the bottom for, maybe might be a confirmation that 15K or maybe 14K, that might have been the bottom if we break 25K. That's according to TA. But all in all, we haven't arrived at 25K yet. And then the top, we are now talking of 30K and 31K. And I'm 100% sure majority of people will be coming at the price of 30K to 31K. Why? Because there'll be the idea of fear of missing out, FOMO. A majority of people will be having the FOMO idea, like, you mean just missed a 2x profit of BTC from 15K to 30K. Let me get to 30K. I believe it's now going to 60K so that I can have 2x of my amount or my money. But that simply can't happen in an easy way. Now, if you look at the relative strength index, you can see that the relative strength index of BTC currently is at 88.59. Before it was at 89. The last time, the last time we had this kind of relative strength index, let me draw it. The last time we had this kind of relative strength index is on 2021. As you can see, 2021 at 87, and 2021 you're talking of July, yes, 2021, possibly January to February, when we topped at 42K. The other time that we almost touch where we are right now is June. I think this was August in 2020 during COVID time. I remember BTC was pumping hard with Ethereum. Then the other one also we had is another top of June 2019, where Bitcoin bottomed at 3K and then pumped to 13K. So this is among the highest level that BTC has touched according to its relative strength index within the 1 day time frame. So currently, in short, we're saying that Bitcoin has been kinda overbought on the 1 day time frame. Only on the 1 day time frame. If you're looking at the weekly time frame, I'll be going back to the daily time frame. If you're looking back at the weekly time frame, then there seems to be some bullishness on BTC. So what do I mean exactly? Exactly what I mean is that happened, I think, either today or yesterday. We've had that breakout. It needs to retest the trend line. Then it starts moving about above it. So yes, it's broken the bearish trend line, and now it's moving above the bearish trend line on the relative strength index. This is on the monthly time frame, and on the MACD, convergence divergence, we are also seeing bullishness on BTC on the monthly, where you are now seeing green candles appearing corresponding to the lows that we've seen before. That is of last year, 2022. We've been having red MACDs consecutively, but I prefer operating on the daily and on the weekly time frame. So yes, if you're thinking of apologies for that, if you're thinking of buying BTC at the price of 21K, I think you're making currently, if you're buying BTC at 21K, this might be just a suggestion, not a financial advice. Anything that I state over here is not of financial advice. But if you look at the MACD and you also look at BTC on the relative strength index, it's telling us that BTC has been overbought at the range of $21,000 to 20K. So what's the best thing that you can do? A suggestion is just that definitely I'm expecting BTC to start moving sideways. If it won't drop, then I'm expecting Bitcoin to start moving sideways. By sideways, it may stay there for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, or 6 months before we are able to see another sign movement of the Bitcoin market. There's been a lot of excitement of late, and people are still expecting BTC to, majority of people are expecting BTC to drop from here. They think that this now there's a lot of resistance on BTC at this time frame. If you can check it out, we are seeing the resistance of BTC at $21,000. Okay, we are seeing a lot of resistance at $21,000, and if I take it within the 4 hour time frame, then you might be catching a sharp knife. Going back to the 1 day time frame, So what's next? So according to this Fib circle, definitely BTC, it seems likely that BTC might bottom out anytime. So on the contrary, I'm looking at when BTC will be arriving at this next ring. Because what we've noticed is that whenever BTC touches the Fib circle ring, we're expecting a movement to happen. For example, over here, we can see a bullish trend, a massive bullish trend on BTC when it touched the ring over here. The next one over here, we are seeing a bearish trend line when it touched it. Then over here, we saw a breakout of BTC on the upside. From the upside, then we've seen downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. And up to ring 2, we have seen another downtrend up to where we are. So when we are able to touch this next ring, and when is this next ring be? This next ring might be between March and April. So if we touch the next ring between March and April, then we can expect a bit of some movement of BTC, either up or down. So whatever happens, you definitely have to respect the decision because majority won't be able to win against the market makers. Now, if you're able to look at the funding rate, last week I was checking the funding rate of Bitcoin, and the funding rate of Bitcoin was at negative 0.03%. Ethereum was at negative 0.18%. Everyone was shorting BTC, and I knew definitely they have to be liquidated. And if you can look at our liquidation value, that's when you'll be able to understand that majority were liquidated at that point. And the liquid, we are talking of $492 million of shorts were out of the market and washed on 14th of January. And when was what was Bitcoin's price on the date of 14th of January? That was 2 days ago. The price of Bitcoin was at around 18 to 19K. So when Bitcoin pumped above 20K to 21K, then majority of people were liquidated. The last time this kind of liquidation happened, then we are talking of 8th November 2022. Longs were liquidated at 549.268 million dollars compared to the shorts. So the longs paid on 8th November 2022, and now currently the shorts have paid dearly just 2 days ago. So the plan is always to liquidate the majority. Majority was saying we're going to the moon on 8th November. Majority was saying we're going to hell on 14th of January. Both were liquidated, and that's why I've said the market cannot move to where majority think. And that's why I've insisted. I don't think the bottom of the market might be between 10 to 12K unless otherwise we might either be below 10 to 12K or it might either be above between 10 to $12,000. So a lot needs to be caught up upon for see or the bottom of BTC is upcoming. Now, if you're able to look at if you're able to look at our Bollinger bandwidth, this is also another statistics, is that we've noticed one thing. Whenever our Bollinger gets squeezed up, whenever our Bollinger bandwidth gets to be squeezed, and squeezed, when it squeezes is when we're able to have movement of BTC. So we've been squeezed since when December. We've been squeezing in December. Squeeze, squeeze up. Now let's look at another movement. Before now, this where majority were going long, saying we're going to the moon when Bitcoin pumped from 18K to 21K. So we were squeezed, moved up, caught some people as the market makers created a bull market scenario, and it was a bull trap. And what happened? Bitcoin came down drastically to 15K. This was during the FTX saga. After the squeeze happened in June to July. We had a small squeeze over here, and this when we came down falling quickly. So it really shows us that whenever BTC starts getting squeezed, we're expecting movement of BTC either up or down, but on the 1 day time frame. So buying Bitcoin currently, it's like you kinda risking on what's about to happen. This is on Bitcoin. Now, let's move to the dollar. And I think I drew lines before on the dollar, and I said this, that when the dollar breaks the 110, then the 110 will become resistance and the 107 will become the support. And now that since you've broken the support of 107, now that became our resistance, and 103.584 became the support. Now we've broken the support of 103.584. What happens next? Might we retest 103.5, or we might now be heading to 97.119 as another target to look at, possibly between 96.838 and 97. That means this is the dollar index volatility, and it seems it's coming down day by day as the stocks like the S&P 500, those are the Nasdaq, and the Dow Jones are pumping. So the next target to look at DXY is maybe the target of 96.838. And if we look at our S&P 500, then we can also be able to notice something. It was able to surpass 20, 50, 100 EMA. But has the S&P 500 been overbought? No. It's on the average range of 60. So can it move above this? Yes, it can move above it. Currently, we don't have any fund in the market because the CPI data came in low from 7.1% to now currently 6.5%. So on Wednesday, we'll be having a new data coming out. That's the UK inflation data will be coming out. Probably maybe you're expecting 9.5 to 9.6 and maybe 9.7. So we shall see what happens at that time on the UK inflation data. But to now to break a bullish case scenario on the S&P 500, we haven't seen, just a bit, let me try to take these. Okay, nice. We haven't seen any bullishness on the S&P 500. Now, what happens on this line? We've had our first test on top, which was in 2022, came bottomed out down, pumped again above that resistance line on the bearish resistance line, came below it. We've tested it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and now 5 times. So let me try to draw some arrows on it. Yes. So we've had 1, we've had 2, we've had 3, we've had 4, and lastly at the starting point 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next question on the S&P 500, are we about to have a retest on this line? If you're able to break it, then I'm expecting Bitcoin to be heading 25K or 24K. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm expecting a retest at this level of 4,046 to 4,050, and then another downtrend line where we have a huge support at 3,363 as the support level, the huge support level for the S&P 500. So this is also something to look at. So if you're able to break this bearish trend line on the S&P 500, then I'm expecting a bullish case scenario on BTC. It's reversing from 71.09 back to 79 or 80. So I drew this on the small trend line. Let me delete all of them. Yes. So the huge support of oil is at 65.81. If it's able to break 84.40, then I'll say this is kind of a bullish case scenario on oil. If it's able to break that 84.40. But we haven't seen that happening yet. And according to, let me see what, maybe speculation that since the China market is opened, then oil will start running back to the price of 110 to 120 or 100. It doesn't have to be that way, but maybe that can happen. I don't know. It depends. Whatever happens on oil happens, but we need to. The major thing you're looking at over here is the dollar index volatility, equities, and the crypto market generally. So if you've seen those kind of statistics on BTC, then it kind of tells you that yes, we might have bottomed, and currently Bitcoin is. It seems that these two lines might start converging on the sideways movement, and then another movement either on up or on the downside. But yes, Bitcoin seems to be moving up now. It's at the price of 21,142. It's able to break its resistance, then you're looking at 25k to 24k as the next resistance for Bitcoin to be looking at. So it depends if you've longed, if you've short, no problem with that. Ethereum is also pumping, but remember, the king needs to remain to be the king, because the Bitcoin dominance should always and always try to move above everything. By Bitcoin dominance, what do I mean? You can see the Bitcoin dominance is now at 43.13%. If you're able to date back on the 1 week time frame, we are able to see during the 2018, the Bitcoin dominance pumped from 39.55% to 72.73%. But necessarily, it doesn't have to be immediately that it might pump back or regain 70%, 60%, or 50%. We are fine if it's able to regain even above 50% to 63%. And this is when Bitcoin pumped from $4,000 to 12K. That was a 3x movement on BTC. So we've had a pump from generally 38.71% to 62%. And currently, we are now starting to see the same movement from 39.55% to 43.13%. It doesn't have to mean that the Bitcoin's dominance has to arrive at 62% or 63%. But definitely, I think it must be above 50%. If it can't be above 50%, then still we have a long way to move. Either altcoins to bleed so much, except an altcoin called Aptos, which has pumped over 100%, between 135% to 137%. But generally, we are looking at the Bitcoin dominance will be right. Only 5% of people will be right. So we might have bottomed at 15K, or we might be moving lower to 9K, 8K, 7K, 10K, 12K, 13K, 16, 18, 19, I don't know. But whatever point it is, I'm comfortable with that. Because if you're buying Bitcoin at 21K and it arrives at 100K, you're at your 5x point of your amount, whatever X capital you will invest with. If it's at 18K or at 15K, it's able to pump to 100K, then you're talking over 7x on your capital. So you can choose whichever entry you would love, but nothing I say or do is of financial advice. Now, moving over to the markets will make money in the crypto space, because majority of these coins that you're seeing currently, they will not exist because of various reasons. You have to look at the various reasons. For example, Shiba Inu, they are launching their own smart contract that is on a layer 2 scaling solution, and they're also launching their metaverse. But is it bullish to keep the Shiba Inu momentum? Definitely, we have newbies coming into the crypto market every time. And I'm used to newbies buying Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and the rest. They've been buying those kind of altcoins, thinking that they'll become wealthy overnight. Then, after the bull market ends, they only realized that the amount has only multiplied by 5 times to 4 times. So it was rather investing onto BTC rather than investing onto the rest of the altcoins. AVAX, Matic, WBTC, Cosmos, Toncoin, all these coins are here currently, but how many of them will survive? But currently, we're seeing all of them pumping. DeFi protocols, EV, CRV, CVX, they're all pumping because of the launch of the USD. They're launching their own stable coins within the ecosystem. That is EV, CRV, CVX. And I bought a bit of some CRV and CVX before those huge pumps. Definitely, you need to invest what you can afford to lose. Okay. And if you look at these other ones, KuCoin, Chiliz 21.6%, BitTorrent 17.7%, USDD nothing to touch, never touch USDD, never ever. Trust Wallet, Gemini Dollar, CavDAO, yeah, CRV, yeah, 48.4% within the week. Synthetics, bringing in digital assets. Mina Protocol, they're launching their own layer scaling solution. But how many of them will survive this bear market? Or if they've already survived the bear market? Very few of them will survive. Luna is still here. Some of you are saying Luna is dead. Luna is dead. Luna is still here at rank number 92. It's found 57.5%. So if you're saying Luna is dead, it's already at top 100. It's back. So I think the reason why Luna is back is because finally it has been found out. They found out that actually the retailers like us, we've already found out that some bank and his team were the ones that were withdrawing Luna and the algorithmic stablecoin UST from the Luna's ecosystem, and that's what made Luna drop from the top 10 to now at rank number 92. So it wasn't Do Kwon's fault, but deep down it was found out that Alameda were the ones that were doing the dirty work together with some bank. Those are just allegations and everything. I don't know if it's true. Currently, they're just allegations, but maybe they might be verified sooner than think. But that's what might have happened before, and that's why you can see a lot of strength is coming back to the Luna ecosystem. So yes, dollar cost averaging on some of these projects is okay, but please, 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 if you want to be assured of your address, USD can also block your address, but Bitcoin is fully decentralized compared to the other protocols. So you can invest on the long term, maybe 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. And I've been seeing some YouTubers shilling some of the altcoins. Um, I'll be talking about it. I think maybe at the end of this week on some of the altcoins they're talking about. And one of the altcoins that I've seen, I don't think it's bullish. I'm not bullish on that altcoin because I did a research about it today evening, and I don't think I like it. But everyone has their own preference and taste depending on the market. So yes, be careful. Be very, very careful on some of these projects you're still investing on. Cardano did over 100x from the 2018 lows. Can it do 100x again? No, 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 no. It can't do because of laws of diminishing returns. So yes, we might have touched the bottom of BTC, or we might not have touched the bottom of Bitcoin. And you're still pumping at 21,200. We shall see whatever happens within the coming weeks. Currently, this year, we'll see a lot of sideways movement in the market. Um, you can dollar cost average, you can dollar cost average next year, you can dollar cost in 2025, 2026, no one cares. But definitely crypto is here to stay. And I'm really, really happy that majority of people in the crypto space have been happy, and that's what the market needed. If you can have another downfall to even 10K or a 7K, that can be another healthy move and will completely wash out everyone in the market so that you can have a fresh start on those that will want to invest on whatever the amount they will want to lose. And that's why you're seeing that when Bitcoin has been pumping from 16K to 22K, we've seen low volume on altcoins because retailers are out. Retailers are people like us. Majority of individuals are out of the crypto space, and that is 100% healthy for the crypto space. Let everyone come out. Let's start something new. And as I've said before, if you really don't know what you're doing in crypto, then leave. If you really don't know and you can't deal with the volatility, then definitely you'll have to leave because you'll become emotionally drained. This market doesn't need braveness or any other thing. The only key things that the crypto market needs is patience, discipline, and consistency. If you don't have discipline, if you don't have patience, if you don't have consistency, then you are about to lose on whatever you might invest. So those three key things will make you to become successful in the crypto space. So I'll be doing another session later on, maybe on Friday or on Thursday. Today I just wanted to talk about just a bit because it's been long since I did any session. I just wanted us to talk about maybe if I think the bottom is in or not the bottom. So I'm not sure whether the bottom is in or the bottom isn't in. But as I've said before, this is the year to look at fundamentals, not technicals. And the crypto market has really, really changed. So be careful on whatever you want to invest in. And we'll be having maybe in future be having a bit of some discussions on some of these altcoins and their protocols. So that's it. Hoping that and also you can share this out. So I'll be doing this on the weekly basis, maybe once or twice, depending on my time. So whatever or the number of people that are watching, I don't think anyone will care the number of people that are watching, but we are only here to at least get an educational content in this channel until maybe 2026, 2027, 2028, whatever. But I'm happy to simply express my views and also help people out on educating on whatever is happening in crypto on the weekly basis or, if possible, on daily basis. So I wish you all well and have a nice time. So goodbye.